Hi and welcome back to another Craig's World. My name's Craig. Welcome to What Is My Madness. Today I've just finished it, so I'm doing the front bit last. That's why I'm all caked up. This one shows you how you might think something is so easy and then it's not. Changing the back leaf spring bushes on Piglet, which is a Mark 7 Transit. One of the old bushes. That's not the problem. Something I didn't think could happen. This one's an interesting video and it really did shock me. Enjoy this one. I'll see you through the video. So these are what I will be replacing today. As you just seen on the van, what we have to do with the leaf springs. These are bushes for the leaf springs, so that will go to the front. And then these are split, and then these will have to all be pressed in to the back. Now you can buy a leaf spring if you wish with them already on, but you're probably talking about 130-ish quid. Considering that was the bushing kit and it's only about 23 quid. You're going to have to take them off anyway, and I can got the press and you can press them back in. But the other thing that apart from these are these, and these are my little tip for you. These are what hold the leaf spring. There's two on each side which hold the leaf spring on. Now I would recommend for you to get new ones of these because Piglet's has never been touched in since she was made, nearly 14 years ago. And you'd have to heat them up, and it's just easier just to cut them, take them off and replace them with new. Considering new from GSF, they was 48 quid. You can try and restore them, but I might as well put brand new on this side. It's just for me, it's just a safety thing. So right, so these are what we have to replace today, but we've got to take all the van to bits to do it. So let's get into this and I'll see you back at the van. So as you can see, I've just jacked Piglet up, took the wheel off it, and this is where we are now. Now these are what I was mentioning. This is the leaf spring, and them, if I can get this piece, I was trying to explain, that's these. They what hold this, the leaf spring to the swing arm, if you want to call it, and they are properly rusted. So all that I am going to do with these is just literally cut there and there. This will come off, the two little pieces will fall, same on that side, and then this will be free. But I'm going to have to put another little bottle jack just to hold this up. Because I don't want this to fall. So I've got to, there's the back piece, and that is what we've got to take that rubber out and put that new rubber in. And part of the problem, as you can hear it rattles, is once that comes out, they are what goes in there. So that is what we have got to do for both sides, but I'm only going to show you the one. Now I'll put this on a time lapse and you'll see me undoing everything and jacking it up until we get this off, and the next time I will speak to you is when we're in the workshop. problem.
Got a problem with it.
Okay, so I've just taken off the leaf spring and it just shows you how things go from bad to worse. Right, these are the bushes that have come off. You can see that I put them next to the new bushes and that's not got anything at the back at all. But the main problem I had is this leaf spring, and it's been snapped for a while because you can tell by this, that should be attached there. And it is a common fault with these, and they do snap. And it's snapped, and that's what the knocking with them bushes are. So what I've had to do is just go and buy a new one off one of my mates, and I've got the receipt here. And he's a fabulous guy, Matt. And it was £102 for a new leaf spring. So I've had to replace the spring on this side, but I have to, the other side, when we do the bushes, when we take that one off, I do have to replace the bushes on that. Hopefully it's not snapped. So this one's dead simple. I'm going to be putting this one straight back on with the two new with the two bolts going in. So it's a very simple procedure with this one. Let me get set up and I'll see you in a second. Right, so I've just give that a little clean, a little wire brush, and I've just done the bed of where the leaf spring is going to go to. Now I've lowered this slightly compared to what it is, and like I said, that's the jack that I put on it to support it. But what that adds in, once I put the leaf spring on, I then can lift this up to the leaf spring so it's all supported. So let's get this in. It's going to be a lot easier putting it in than it was taking it off, I can tell you that. He says. Right, this is why as well. These are what I cut off, you know, as I mentioned, getting these. Could you imagine trying to undo those? So that's why it was just easier cutting them. Right, so I'm just going to have to go under this side for a second. Right, so I've just give that a little clean, a little wire brush, and I've just done the bed of where the leaf spring is going to go to. Now I've lowered this slightly compared to what it is, and like I said, that's the jack that I put on it to support it. But what that adds in, once I put the leaf spring on, I then can lift this up to the leaf spring so it's all supported. So let's get this in. It's going to be a lot easier putting it in than it was taking it off, I can tell you that. He says. Right, this is why as well. These are what I cut off, you know, as I mentioned, getting these. Could you imagine trying to undo those? So that's why it was just easier cutting them. Right, so I'm just going to have to go under this side for a second. Now with this, I might need just a little bit of gentle persuasion. Just to line the hole up. Now, as you might have seen, I'm not going to tighten this. Not yet. I'm just going to hold it so that's in. So when you do the other side, that's then when we can tighten it all up so the leaf spring's on. So I'll just move you over now. And that's the hanger. And the good thing about this, and it is a good thing, I don't have to do, being a new spring, I don't have to deal with put them on the bushes on this side. So while we're here, we'll tighten this one up first. I don't think there's an order you do them in. I don't think. Was it a 19? Yeah, 19. That's that one done. Yep, that one at 25. I'm just hoping that other leaf spring isn't snapped on the other side. I don't think it is. So there we go. That's the leaf spring fitted. Now, just to attach everything. So that's the good thing about having this on that bottle jack, because now I can raise this up and it will be supported. We can find, because as you can see, if I can get underneath through it, there, we've got to get, we have to line that hole with that nubbin. I say it's just not quite there with that, so we can give it a wiggle. Give it a wiggle. As you can see, that's now seated in its little hole. So this was, as you remember, this goes, there's a little hole there which goes into that, so it locates like this. I don't think it matters which way around that goes. But this has to go on then that way, for the simple reason is because that attaches to the handbrake. Yeah. Let me put you on. Now, as you remember, the new hangers. They then go through them holes, and this will find its own place where it will fit through these hangers. So there are the two.
then, as what I would do with these is I wouldn't tighten one fully up. I would nip one up, then I would go on to the other side, then I'd nip the other side up, just so you're going one there, one there, one there, one there, so it pulls it down evenly. Don't just tighten one and then expect the other to work. Yeah, so my little bottle jack didn't work, unfortunately. That's why but if you've got a bottle jack, it will use that principle of it. What are those are? It looks like a 23. Right, so put the handbrake back, cable back. Right, that's it. So that is now completely fitted. I know we've done the two fronts, the fork. Now, can you understand now why I was on about with these putting these back on compared to them? You've been there forever. And that was just a safety thing. Now, I didn't realise I would have had to get a new spring, but that's it, all buttoned up and done. So what I'm going to do on this one, yeah, that's tight, that one's tight, they're tightened on, that's it, it's all seated correctly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all this back together, the wheel and everything, and then I will see you on the other side when I take off that spring. I'm not going to film taking off because you can see it doing this, but I'm going to take off the spring because we still have to fit these on the other one, and I'm hoping that one's not snapped. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay, so I'm back on one of my workbenches. So I've took the spring off and it shows you the difference. So these badly needed replacing as well. So I've got to repress these. I've got my press here. So the procedure is to knock these out, clean part of the spring up because it does look a bit ganky, clean this out, and then these have got to be pressed back in. So we'll have a little time lapse to get these out. Right, I've turned it around on this one because, as I showed you before, that was the bushes out of this one. So they did need replacing. So I've already pressed in on one side because these have two parts going either side. So I've put it in my press, got it all WD'd up, got everything ready to press down. And it is that simple as to put these in. And just keep it steady for a second. And it will find its own way in. That's it. That is them pressed in. So from looking from that, now to that. So that's it. This is ready to go back on. The other one's been done. That was just the same procedure. Pushes straight out, the other one pushes straight in. So I will meet you back on the van. So that's it. That's how we get the bushes in. And like I said, the other bush is all in and done. So thank you for watching this one. You've seen me put it all back together the other side. It's a dead simple procedure. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.